going into the last week of spring camp, ahead of the game, do you guys feel like you're kind of ready and I guess quote unquote ready for your standards?
Yeah, I think we're where we need to be for the end of spring football. We still have some work to do to be ready, game ready, and that work is really just consistency of execution. But overall, pleased with where we're at. I feel like we're within striking distance for sure.
Where have you seen the most progress for the offense this spring?
Well, overall, as the offense, I'd say everywhere. I've just seen improvement and guys getting better at every single position. And, we come out one day, maybe we drop a few balls. The next day we don't drop any. We come out one day and we miss a couple blocks up front. Next day we come back and we get those blocks. Same to quarterbacks. We miss a couple throws. Next day we're back hitting those throws. And so I've just seen constant improvement in execution from every single position. And so that's what you really want. You don't really want like, oh, well, this group's getting better and the other groups aren't. You want everybody kind of rising together at the same time. And as we continue to practice and play out here every day, I'm just seeing the improvement that I think puts us in position to go in the fall and have a good season.
How do you feel about the backup offensive line right now, the reserve guys behind the starters?
Yeah, there's some guys that have taken some steps forward. They're getting better. We're not where we need to be yet, but there's some guys taking some serious steps forward. So overall, I'm pleased with that group. They are improving. There's still some ways for them to go to catch up to the first group to where they're game ready to go in and win and win games. But again, I think they put themselves in position to take that step, when we get to the fall.
I know the numbers are low there, scholarship bodies-wise. Do you anticipate you'll hit the portal for more guys this spring?
Well, we're always interested in good players. And so, Coach Riley's, basically got us in a position where we have that availability. So if there's players that we feel that can come help us go where we want to go, and that's win championships, and certainly we're interested in that.
Justin Dedich has kind of been that swing lineman, the sixth guy these last couple of years. And he's gotten, seems like a lot of reps with the first team this spring. What have you just seen from him in general?
I think up to this point, Justin may be our most consistent performer through the spring. He's done a really nice job. He is executing at a high level every day. He's playing really physical. He's getting all his assignments right. He's doing all the little detailed things right. So I'm really pleased with where he's at.
Is it safe to say that he might be one of the few guys you can at least afford to lose?
Well, yeah, yes. That would be something that, obviously would be an obstacle for us to overcome, but I don't even like to think about those things.
Can you just talk about sorry if they already asked, but kind of the search for depth? It was kind of a goal at the start of spring.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but I think that we got some guys that have taken some steps forward. They've got themselves in position to be someone that can be counted on in a game if they can show the same type of improvement through fall camp and through the first few weeks of the season. So they've got themselves in position to go make that run when we get in the fall camp. So I feel good about where those guys are at least positioning themselves. They've made a lot of improvement. Not where we need to be, but at least position themselves to have that opportunity to do that once we get in the fall.
And how do you balance kind of grading them out as a five-man group versus maybe let's throw this guy in with this group of four and see how that's going? Like, how do you balance that out?
We've done that a few times during practice, and it's kind of funny. I think that and I told the guys this. It's kind of funny that we get a second team guy and he goes there with the ones and he actually plays better than he did with the second team. I'm like, well, what's the difference? Well, the difference is that you're around guys that are communicating and maybe communicating more, and they're helping you get the right assignment. But number two, I think sometimes guys go in there and like, oh man, I'm with the ones, like I got to really step it up and pick it up. And it's like, well, if you practice that way with the twos, maybe you would be a one. And so, or you would have yourself in position to be the next man that goes in the game. from an injury standpoint. So I think that's our challenge, that's our goal. But that's been good. When I look at guys as a total 5, I really like the first 5 right now. Just from a standpoint of just the way they're communicating, the way they're operating together. They're all on the same page. They can come back and give me immediate feedback about what went wrong, what went right. And so when I get a group of guys that are operating like that, that gives me a pretty good comfort zone of being able to coach those guys and help them get better through the season.
At this level, is it basically that communication piece that lets you know you're watching 2s versus 1s more often than not?
It sometimes is. It's a little bit of communication, a little bit of technique. It's not always ability. It's kind of just basic stuff. Knowing your assignment, knowing how to execute that assignment once you do it consistently, and so that's what separates the 2s most of the times from the 1s.
You had a lot of former USC offensive linemen out here today. Do they have any special message for your unit?
Well, I think it's just always.
Or did you get anything out of those guys?
Oh yeah, I always ask questions. About hey, what did you do? How did you block this? How did you block that? I just like listening. In this game every year you learn something new, and you got guys standing out here that were great players. So if you don't take that time to talk to them and take advantage of their knowledge, you're really missing out on something, and you miss out on opportunity. But it's just a real blessing for us to have some of the all-time greats that played offensive line here at USC, and it's a real blessing that they care about this place enough that they're out here, almost on a daily basis, supporting our guys, and everyone's been super supportive, and so, our job is to go put a great product on the field that can make everybody proud.
You, of course, have a good offensive line, and the passing game is kind of more established in some ways, so I'm pretty sure you guys work on the, protecting him in the pocket. But what's the preparation like preparing for the running game?
Well, we spend about equal times that each day in practice. I think, by what coach calls, while we're out here on the field, and what we work individually. And so we're putting max time that we can into both areas of this game. Our job's not to just be good at one or the other. Our job's to be great at both, and that's what we're going to do.